Dear teacher friends and dear students, you know I am Dr. P.K. Verma. In the previous session, when introducing the subject biotechnology, I had mentioned role of certain enzymes that are used as the tools of biotechnology. One of the enzymes were the restriction endonuclease enzymes. These restriction endonuclease enzymes have not been discussed earlier when you were taught about the molecular biology, because at molecular level its use is only in cutting the DNA segment, and such cutting of DNA segment is part of biotechnology. Now, about the discovery, Arber in 1963 at first discovered that Escherichia coli have the capacity to resist attack of some bacteriophages, that is the viruses living in bacteria, with the help of a defense mechanism known as restriction modification system. It comprises two components, the restriction endonuclease enzymes and another is methylase. The restriction endonuclease is a DNA digesting enzyme, but the latter enzyme methylase prevents its action by adding a methyl group at its site of action. That is, methylase prevents action of restriction endonuclease. Due to its function of cutting the DNA molecule, restriction endonuclease enzymes, or simply restriction enzymes, are also known as molecular incisors or molecular scalpels. There are two groups of DNA digesting enzymes. One is exonuclease and another is endonuclease. The exonuclease digests nucleotides from one end or another end of DNA, and it can digest it on to the level of nucleotides. That is, entire chain can be digested. But the endonuclease digests from the middle, breaking them into fragments. Now a simple endonuclease can break DNA from anywhere, but there are some specific endonucleases which cut the DNA at restricted site with a specific base sequences. So these are known as restriction endonucleases or the restriction enzymes. They cannot digest DNA everywhere or anywhere. These specific base sequences are named as recognition sequences or recognition sites. For every enzyme, there is a definite recognition sequence or definite recognition site. It cannot act on another recognition site for another enzyme. Now, depending on the mode of action of these enzymes, there are 5 types recognized so far. Type 1 are complex endonucleases and have recognition site as long as 15 base pairs. They cleave the DNA about 1000 base pairs away from the 5' terminal. So the first fragment is at least 1000 base pairs long. The common examples are ECO-K and ECO-B. K and B are the strains of Escherichia coli. Type 2, these are remarkably stable and induced cleavage within their recognition site, in most cases or very close to them. Their recognition sequence is 4 to 8 base pairs, and they leave a sticky end in most of the cases. The two sticky ends present on two fragments are complementary to each other. This type 2 enzyme was at first isolated by Smith in 1968, and it is named as HIN D2. More than 350 enzymes of type 2 have been discovered so far, with about 100 types of recognition sequences. For their activity, all of them require magnesium ions. Type 3 enzyme is intermediate between type 1 and 2. They cleave DNA in the immediate vicinity of their recognition sites. The examples are ECO-P1, ECO-P15, HIN F3, etc. Here the P stands for plasmid. Type 4 enzyme recognizes modified, typically methylated DNA and are exemplified by MCRBC and MRR system of E. coli. Type 5 restriction enzyme such as Cas9, gRNA complex from CRI SPRs. They utilize guide RNA. gRNA means guide RNA to target a specific non-palindromic sequences found on invading organisms. They act against invading organisms, that is, they prevent action of virus within bacterial cell. They can cut DNA of variable length provided that a suitable guide RNA is provided. The flexibility and ease of use of these enzymes make them promising for future genetic engineering applications. Now, all such enzymes are isolated from bacteria and they have been named with a proper method of nomenclature. The first letter in capital denotes name of the genus, followed by two small letters for the name of a species of bacteria. For example, for Escherichia coli, it is written as E. co, Haemophilus influenzae HIN, Haemophilus parainfluenzae HPA. The first letter is generic and two other letters are specific. The strain of bacteria should be denoted in subscript such as ECO-K, but in practice it is written on a line giving a space as ECO space then K. When the enzyme is expressed by a plasmid, the name of plasmid also should be written in subscript such as ECO K1, but in practice it is written online giving a space as ECO space K1. When the organism produces more than one enzyme, its number is written in capital letter in last, such as HIN D2, HIN D3, BAM H1, etc. A capital R should be written as prefix to denote name of restriction endonuclease, but in practice it is avoided when the context makes it clear that the enzyme is a restriction endonuclease. So in place of writing R ECO K1, R HIN D2, R HIN D3, etc., only ECO K1, HIN D2, HIN D3, etc. are used, and the prefix R is avoided in most cases. Now, what is the nature of recognition sequence? Normally, a palindrome means mirror image of each other, such as found in the two words madam. D is axis. In both sides A and M are mirror image of each other. In another word, Malayalam, Y is the axis. 4 letters in left and 4 letters and right are mirror images of each other. But in DNA, the palindrome is called rotational symmetry. That is, the sequence in the first half is exactly complementary to the sequence in the second half. So the first half and second half are complementary to each other. On both the complementary strands, the base sequence is same, and the restriction enzyme that reads the sequence from 5' to 3' terminal cuts the DNA strand at the same position in between a specific bases as shown in the following diagram. ECO R1 has base sequence GAA TTC. TTC is complementary to GAA. Again on the second strand it is CTT AAG. On HIN D2 it is GT pyrimidine, again purine and AC. The complementary also has same arrangement from opposite direction, GT pyrimidine, purine CAC. And similarly in HIN D3 the sequence is AAG, complementary is CTT on both the strands. Now the axis of rotation is in between the two sides of recognition sequence. Equal number of bases is taken in one side as well as in another side. So here are even number of bases present in the recognition sequence, not the odd number of bases as are present in the two words given as example, madam and Malayalam. In most of the cases, the two DNA strands leave a few unpaired bases, especially in the type 2 enzyme, that serve as sticky ends and can combine together by DNA ligase. At different sites of DNA, different enzymes cut the two strands, which select two different palindromes, so their sticky ends also are different. Therefore, if an enzyme is cut into 3 pieces using 2 different enzymes, they would again join together in same sequence on treatment of DNA ligase. It will be shown you with the help of a diagram. Now see, here is the enzyme EcoR1. The palindrome has 3 pairs of bases. These are GAA, TTC. But the enzyme when moves from 5' terminal, it makes a cut between G and A on one strand and G and A on the another strand also. Therefore, 4 unpaired bases are left on both the strands. These are AATT and TTAA. These are complementary to each other, and therefore when in a medium both fragments are left, they will make pair at the same site. Now take 2 enzymes. One is SI1. It cuts the DNA in this way, leaving 2 bases in sticky end, CG, GC. Another enzyme HindD3, it cuts DNA in between AA on both the strands, and again 4 bases form the sticky terminal. These are AGCT. On another it is TCGA. These are complementary to each other. So when these 3 fragments are put together and enzyme ligase is used, they find their sticky terminals become paired and the bonds are made by ligase. So there is no change in their sequence in the DNA. The restriction enzymes that cut the DNA without leaving a sticky end, such as HindD2, if there is no sticky end, it means it is blunt terminal. HindD2, ALU1, HPA1 are not preferable as they need more modifications before using as recombinant DNA. Generally, a CCCC and GGGG sequence is attached to their 3' terminal using enzyme terminal nucleotide transferase. So sticky ends are made artificially by adding a small poly-C or poly-G sequence. Now see the example. EcoRV cuts DNA leaving no sticky terminal, GAT-ATC. On both the strand, it breaks the axis. Now on one strand CCCC and on another GGGG are added, and after that the two DNA fragments can be attached together. So without addition of these sticky terminals, their attachment is not possible. So you have come to know most of the essential features of restriction endonuclease enzymes. See you in the next session. Thank you. Thank you very much.